Welcome to your next fitness class. Right, so today we've got some rumba for you. I'm going to do a mix of styles, and also we've got some 60s and American smooth, bit of swing, fast one. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Are you ready? Let's get cracking. So the first one today is going to be some rumba. Now we'll just quickly look at those moves. The thing to remember though about rumba, like the cha-cha, is that we start on the second beat and not on the first with all the phrasing. And we're going to do the toolbox or the travelling box. Essentially starting with your right foot, you'll go forward 2 steps and then step to the side. Forward again for another 2 steps to the side, then back for 2 to the side and back. We'll do 2 sets of that. Now you might need to keep your steps quite small, but you can still do that. Now if you have the space, you can take the arms up and out. Just watch out for light fixings and hopefully you won't hit those. So toolbox twice over. Now we'll do the sliding door. We're going to go back on your right foot and then cross in front, to the side on your left, cross behind. Back on the right, cross in front, to the side, behind. And you want to try and get a little bit of the movement in the hips as well to exaggerate a little bit with the crossing. Now we'll have 4 sets of that one. And then from there we'll do the walk 8, which is a figure of 8, and the walks in 2 counts of 3. So it'll be 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Then go the other way, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3. On the last one, I'm just going to sort of step to the side and turn so we can walk to the sides. And again, it's sets of 3 with a little turn. And we'll do 4 of those. Now, the thing to remember with our rumba walks, if you haven't seen the dance class video that I've done, is that your weight needs to be in the front part of the foot so that the front part touches the ground before the heel. So the weight is just slightly forward, not leaning forward, but just slightly forward out of the heels. So that's the routine. Let's dance it to music. Now with rumba, we want to lift up tall and engage the muscles in our legs and our arms. Stay firm in the core and the belly. We'll start with our toolbox, so try and think about that the whole time. It's about the quality of the moves and not how fast they are. Alright, so right foot on 2. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2, 3 to the side. Forward again. 2, 3 and side. Lift up tall. 2, 3 and side. So engage those muscles, especially in the legs. Coming forward again. 2, 3 and side. Forward. 2, 3. Going back for 2. And again and back. Now our sliding door. Back on the right. Cross in front to the side. Cross behind. Back on the right. In front to side. Behind. 2 more sets. Back. Cross in front. Side. And behind. Last one. 2, 3, 4. Into our walk 8. So here we go. To your left. 2, 3. 2, 3. Slow it down. Other way. 2, 3. 2, 3. And the sides. 2, 3. And turn. 2, 3. If you can, let the feet stay on the ground as you do that. Back to the beginning. Travelling box forward. And side. Forward again. Back on the right. Back on the left. Repeat again. Travelling box forward. And back. 2, 3. Side. Into our sliding door. Back on the right. Cross in front. Side. Behind. So try to get a little bit of hip movement. So open the hip out towards the right corner and the left. Face the left, back on the right. Walk it to your left. Try not to freeze, but just slow down on that long note. Into our walk, lift up, engage the core. to our travelling box. Forward on the right, lift up, look up, forward again, and back. Again, forward, on the left, and back. Into our sliding door, back on the right, across the front. So try and let the arms fill any points where the feet are not moving, so you're not completely stationary. Back, 2, 3, cross. One more time. Into our walk eight, to the left, 2, 3, slow. Other way. Into our walk sides. Last one to finish. And that's your rumba. Next up, we're going to do a mix of styles. We've got a bit of tango, paso doble, American smooth, and cha-cha. Just 1 or 2 moves in each of those, keeping it quite straightforward. I know it sounds complicated, but really it's not too bad. Only one tricky bit to worry about, really. All right, so we'll start with the tango basic. 2 steps on the spot, starting with your right foot, and then it's a drag to the side. So 1, 2, drag, 1, 2, drag. 4 of those. Then we will do the box. So essentially very, very similar, but instead of 2 steps on the spot, you walk forward and then to the side and then back to the side. Just 2 sets. Paso doble, we'll have our surplace. It's the walk on the spot. Now to start with, we will do 1 set, but later we'll do 2 sets. What we want to try and do there is keep the heels off the ground as we do that. We'll go into some American smooth. We're just going to do a nice easy glide across, 3 steps and a reach and hold. And then also the drag with the rock step to the sides, and 4 of those. Now this is where we have the slightly tricky join, because we're going to go into cha-cha and we will do proper cha-cha timing, which normally goes on the second beat. All that means is we're going to do an extra walk on the spot beforehand before we go into cha-cha basic. 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 2, 3. So we'll have 4 of the basic. We'll then go into New York's and we'll have 4 of the cross and front. So the 2 easiest moves in the cha-cha. And then on the last cha-cha, you cha-cha, sway, sway. Now sometimes there'll only be 2, but sometimes there'll be a few more sways. All right, but that gives us back onto our count of 1. So starting back at the beginning with a tango on the first beat of the bar. Just also to forewarn you, in the middle of the song there's a slightly slower bit, so I'm going to double up with the American smooth section. So the glide and the drag rock step I'll do twice before carrying on. All right, let's give it a go to music. Five, 6, 7, 8, tango. Box. Surprise. Heels up and glide to the right.
Say you don't want me, say you don't love me, say you don't need me. Well,
drag rock step.
Each time I look into your eyes, I see a love you can't.
So remember the extra step into our cha-cha basic. 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 2, 3. And into New York's. Cha-cha into a sway for 2, cha-cha and tango. Box 4. And back. Surpass. And glide to the right.
If you don't want me, if you don't love me, if you don't need me, what are you waiting for?
Drag rock step.
Each time you're walking out the door, I feel that I've been here before.
Cha-cha. And 2, 3, cha-cha-cha. New York's. and tango. In hold this time. Box forward. And back. So plus, we'll do 2 sets this time. Get his heels off the ground. Glide across. Drag with a rock step. This is where we're going to repeat our American smooth. So glide again. 1, 2, 3. Drag rock step. Cha-cha basic. And 2, 3 low arms. New York arms out if you want. Cha-cha sway. Tango basic. Arms wrapping. Box forwards. And Siblas. Oh, almost forgot. 1 extra. Glide across to the side. Drag rock step. Cha-cha. Near the end. New York. Last 2 to finish. And there we have it. Next up, we're going to do some country. We're going to start with the 2-step. Now we're going to go around in a circle. So you're going to start with your right foot and you're going to go to your right. So that's going clockwise. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do 4 of those. And we'll try not to come too far forward. So we might need to space that out a little bit better. But try, perhaps view it more as a square. So I go forward for the first one, across the top for the second, to the back for the third, and then across the back, ready to do the next bit. So that's our 2-step, and we will do then repeated steps to the corner. Now it is a slower track, but we land up doing slightly quicker steps with some of these moves. So we're going to go to the corners, so this is quicker than I would normally do it. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, because it's quicker. That's 4 going forward and 4 going back, less of a rock, which I would normally do with a country. Then we'll do a heel flick chassé. So tap the heel, that's your right foot, flick it across, turning out your hip so that you don't hit your leg, and then a chassé across, which is your 1, 2, 3. Heel, flick, 1, 2, 3. Now, this kind of chassé is much smoother than you would do like a jive chassé, which is bouncy and energetic. Now, the last move that we're going to do is the heel tap, forward and back, forward and close, forward and back, forward and close. And you have the option of a little replacing step on the spot in between that. We do this in samba as well. Some of you may be familiar with that, but it works quite well with the country. And that's it, just those 4 moves. So let's give it a go to music. Starting with our 2 steps. So think of it a bit like a square, 4 to get around. Here we go. 7 and 8. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Across. 1, 2, 3 to the back. 1, 2, 3. Ready. Facing forward. Corners. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Going back. Heel flick chassé with the right. Heel flick. 1, 2, 3. Heel flick. 1, 2, 3. Heel flick. 1, 2, 3. Last time, here's the heel tap. Forward, back, forward and close. Forward and back, forward and again. Forward and back, forward and close. Get ready to step. And again, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. To the back. 1, 2, 3. To the corners. 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And back. Heel flick chassé, heel to beginning, two-step. You get a little bit of a swagger in there. Corners forward. Going back. Heel flip chasse. Heel tap. And check. And again. Back to the beginning, two-step. Corners coming forward. Going back. Heel flip chasse. Heel tap. Two-step again, probably the last time through. Corners coming forward. And going back. Heel flip chasse. Heel tap. Yeehaw. Our next one, it's all about the arms. Are you ready for some 60s? It is down the slower end of the 60s spectrum, so let's just crack with those moves. It is the same routine that I have done before, but in case you haven't seen it or you don't remember it, which is perhaps more likely the case, we'll just go through that. So we're going to do bounce forward and back. We do 4 going forward, 4 going back. It's step and bounce, and when we go forward and back, we can also get some arms going as well. You can either do the penguin style, or you could go for the skipping arms, or you could do in front and back. You can mix it up. Obviously, stick with one type each time you do that move, but you can try different variations or stick with the one that you like the most. All right, from there, we've got the up and down in front. You can do a little step tap or a step and bounce. We'll have 8 of those. I then tend to keep the feet together and I do a little bounce of the knee as I go into what I call the spaghetti arms. Try and take the hands behind the back, and we will start with the right arm up first, 8 of those. We'll swing the arms in sets of 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm changing my weight with that as well. We'll do 4 of those. And then we'll do the hands across the face to the side, 4 of those. We'll do a little bit of a twist. Now, if you're on carpet and you can't move easily like I am, then I'm moving one foot before the other, not at the same time. If you've got a slippery surface or if you're doing it barefoot, you may be able to do both at the same time. But do be careful of your knees and hips. So we'll have 8 of those, and then we'll finish together, or a count of 8, I should say, and then we will do a little bit of a swim as well. Now, the numbers may vary a little bit, but essentially that is the order, and I'll try and keep it into what I've just said, but I don't count on it. Here we go. Oh yeah, sorry, I should have also just said it's not very 60s music, but I've given you some alternatives in the playlist, and hopefully you'll enjoy regardless. Okay. Let's start. Bouncing forward, here we go. Forward on the right, and back. Let's do that again. And back. Arms up and down in front. Spaghetti arms. Swing the arms, sets of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hands across the face. And twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to the beginning, bouncing forward. Change your arms if you want. Forward. And back. And again. Arms up and down in front. Spaghetti arms. Swing the arms, sets of 3. Hands across the face, right, left, twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, swing. Bouncing forward again. Change your arms if you want. Again. Up and down in front. Spaghetti arms. Swing the arms, sets of 3. Hands across the face. Twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, swim. That's beginning, bouncing. Choose the arms you want. And again. And back. Up and down in front, arms. Spaghetti arms. Swing the arms, set of 3. Hands across the face, right, left. Twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, swim. We might have time for one more time through. This time, I'm not going to give you your cues. Let's see what you remember. Here we go. We'll leave it there.